Hey, hey. Alright, good afternoon. This is Parker Elmer here. We are here, and it just ticked over into the new day, the 16th. This is of 00 Greenwich Meridian time. As you see here, I'm going to be switching the scenes real quick here. I'm going to be showing you what we're looking at right now for Surigae, what the storm is looking like. It's has been improving. The eye is now starting to clear out more. Let's cut to the scene. There you go. I'm going to share it now. You can see that is Surigae at the moment. As you can see, impressive cloud tops. Definitely on this. Actually, definitely on the south, kind of southwest side of the storm is where definitely most convection of that. We're here with the Discord team tonight, just consisting of me, one second, me and Andrew. I'm gonna turn him up here. There you go. Should be able to hear him now. But the team is now consisting of me and Andrew tonight, as you can see. So we want to say hi, hi Andrew if you want to. But
Hey.
yep, there's our Discord team tonight. We were supposed to feel like people, but they weren't able to make it, so it's just going to be us to tag along for the stream tonight. Going back into what we're looking at right now, as you see, we have Surigae at at 125 miles an hour, pressure 953 millibars. As it earlier did reach a category 5, but with a recent eyeball replacement cycle, it likely dipped. We get the winds a little bit. We were expecting, once the eye is clear, rapid intensification to happen again, as it's now just moving into a good environment and actually a much better environment than it already has been in. So we will see where that happens. Would you agree, Andrew?
Yes, I would.
So that will be another thing that we're watching out for as the storm continues to move off. And we're looking at potential landfall now somewhere in the Catanduanes. We're going to pull off into Pegasus right now. Pegasus now has a Signal 1 warning, and for the Bacol region, this includes the Catanduanes, Saragosun, Alabay, and the Caribbean Sur. Also another Signal 1 warning for the Eastern Visayas region. This includes Northern Samar, Eastern Samar, Bidarin, Leyte, and Southern Leyte, and all the way down into for the Carga, for the Digna Islands, Surigao del Sur, and Surigao del Norte for that. And you see their official cone is that they have it moving off to the north. Not many people of the agency's cones have changed, but the models are looking like, at least for the GFS and ENCMWF, they're looking as more for a possible landfall all the way towards the central Philippines, maybe for the cold region, not North Visayas region. We could be looking at right now. If you look at your screen really quickly, we'll move through the models. You can see it again rapidly intensifies already to a 924 millibar low. They have backed off a bit, but right now it's a lot of us don't know where the storm is going to go. But a lot of the tracks are starting to shift more east now as we move on, or westward I should say. But that's would definitely be a big concern for a potential landfall spot. And if not, nonetheless, a heavy rainfall, including of flooding, mudslides, and all those essentially above. These areas, I believe, are expecting, what was it? I want to say, I think 150 plus millimeters of rainfall, which is really significant. That's a lot of rain to witness and see at once. But yep, we're going to move. There we go. I should be seeing the models now. I forgot I didn't change the screen. But yep, as you can see, GFS has it stalling off the coast. There was a run earlier, I think, with GFS and in the Euro that wanted making landfall, which is a concern. We haven't been seeing that. But just with the storm, it's hard with how it's been operating. It's hard to kind of pinpoint where it might make landfall until a few days before. But right now, we have a good idea that's probably just going to stay off the coast, but again, there is that chance where it could make landfall. So that's why people all the way in the area of Central Philippines are going to keep an eye on this storm. You have anything else to add, Andrew?
Yeah. The eyewall has wobbled a lot south. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these southern islands would be impacted by
Exactly,
the worst
yes.
of it.
True at that. For sure, right now, the sun eye bands. This honestly, the entire system is so large that honestly could end up affecting like looking at the models right now, and also could end up affecting most of, if it ever make landfall, most of the central Philippines in terms of seeing max amounts of rainfall. But that tropical storm force wind field could extend probably 200, 300 miles out, or nautical miles from the center, especially with this cycle that just happened. The storm's kind of getting ready to get by. That's really going to expand that wind field. Even though it may have the winds may have slightly weakened, that wind field's going to expand massively, and that's where we're going to see the big wind threat eventually. Right now, that's what we're looking at. But yeah, you're right. This storm could bring some pretty heavy impacts to that area. Which another thing to go off on, I have on my screen now, the multi-balance comparison. A lot of the models have honestly changed for what they have been for the past 24 hours. I do want to say, Andrew, it's been actually a lot of models have very much uptrended in the potential intensity for the storm. Really, originally the CTCX was only really calling for maybe 140 knot system, but some of the models are starting to creep up to 125 knots, maybe 130, 135, which is interesting, which I think we will keep seeing that happening as wind shear is getting ready to die down overnight tonight. Actually, already likely is down roughly to 10, maybe below 10 knots, which is really going to help the storm out. Sea surface temperatures are relatively decent. Ocean heat content is nuts, and humidity is doing very well as well. So I think this storm has pretty much everything to go now once it finishes our replacement cycle. I think it has pretty much anything it wants to do, and it can just go burr, you know. So right now I'm looking at satellite imagery. I don't know if you can see anything different, but I do see we do have some more convective bursts just firing up on the southwest side of the storm, of the eye, which is definitely going to help the eye around that potentially clear out if it can stay just around the eye. But it will be interesting to see once if this eye does clear, we'll see that CDO come back. Or this will be just going to be mainly a southern dominant side storm, which mainly in the north part is where we're seeing most of that shear right now. But the southern part is where it's in that decent environment where there's not as much shear and stuff right now. So it'll be interesting to see how the storm kind of evolves and throughout its life. But we are looking at, we will be taking questions as well, so if you ever have any questions, feel free to ask us. We will be here to answer them. So yeah, if you want to have any questions, ask them, we'll be here. But yes, the eye is clearing. Surigae is again starting to fire convective bursts as we've been seeing. And I don't know if you have anything else to add, Andrew, but if you want to, go ahead.
No.
So yeah, as we look further, I'll actually pull up the Euro as well right now to kind of go in further what we're seeing by the Euro. Let's see if I can pull it up. I can find it. There it goes. ECMW. If I can never get that right. It's not what I want. I'm messing up. Alright, here we go with the. Alright, so like 850 millibar vorticity. It looks like right now. Here we go. Actually, look at this. But Eastern DWF definitely wants for sure a landfall, as you can see here. Wants to just kind of make a more of a landfall in northern Luzon. It has definitely went more north, but the storm wants it to kind of nick or just barely pass. Catanduanes maybe hit just down the edge of the cold region. I forgot exactly what that island is called. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I think that's Sogon. I don't know, maybe wrong on that. But I think that island right there, it looks like it may get some impacts there, but it looks like it mainly wants to heavily impact Luzon. Maybe the southern portion of northern Luzon, where it's mainly mountainous, so it definitely is going to weaken quickly, but it could pick up some intensity as it moves out and kind of gets ripped apart. But again, that is the Euro, the ECMWF. That's what that model wants. Go into the CMC real quick. We'll look at what this storm wants, this model wants. Typically, it's a bit weaker and has it more north right now, so that CMC has it going up north. So that model just kind of is a doozy right now. Look at the NavGem. We'll see what this wants. the beginning. So see right here that Navjim wants to kind of just maybe the eyeball passes and continue walnuts and kind of move off, but eventually weaken much more and possibly make a landfall as a Logan Cat 2 or Hind Cat 1 and lose on as well. There's another possibility for the storm, but what's just mainly worrying me is that most of the treks have shifted west, which is what we've been worrying about as the storm, especially the eyeball placement cycle, is definitely going to kick it more towards the Philippines, which is what we're afraid of. But definitely it's possible for landfall. It's looking like a landfall somewhere in the Philippines has become more likely over the past 2 hours as we had more of these runs come out. But yeah, it looks like there's going to be a potential landfall, and it may almost kind of stall over Luzon for a decent bit. As you can see, maybe moving out over the ocean just for the center to intensify a bit. That's something we have to watch out for. That may not happen, but it's a Westpac, Andrew. So these things could very easily happen. This always finds a way to surprise us. Icon model also wants a we'll see what goes here. Also wants to storm to kind of deepen, but just stay off the coast a bit, and then kind of is it more of a official than anything. That's kind of good for the Icon to show that. But last but not least, did JMA, because well, why not? For shits and giggles. But you can see right here, JMA doesn't really want a landfall either. Just kind of just it does its own thing. It's kind of like hi, I'm here, and bye, and leaves. But those are at least the big malls right now. So again, landfall. Right now, it's not forecasted by like the gas or some of these like bigger organizations. But as of right now, it's possible. It's the cards are on the table. So if you are in these areas, I would be keep a tab on like maybe a local news agency or whatever, and just watch out for the storm as it could be very significant for your area. So look up. Have any questions real quick here? The eye is definitely trying to come out right now. You can see on the screen right now that it's been cleared out more and more. These rotating CBs definitely will help it, but it all depends if we can get some CBs on that northwest side of the storm right now, where it mainly is quote unquote the warmest, as you would say. The cloud tops are the warmest at the moment. That is what we're looking at right now for this system, as it kind of lollygags around right now. Just getting done with a eyeball replacement cycle, which inevitably is going to really could help the storm as it's now just starting to enter a good area. And when it's starts the eyeball replacement cycle, there's not much stopping it unless another eyeball replacement cycle happens over a few days, which would be good for the Philippines. At least it would weaken the system a bit as of right now. But other than that, there's not much else going on with this storm. Is not. We do have Invest 95S. That's in the southern hemisphere, but that will come at a later date. That is forecast to potentially impact or head towards Madagascar region, but the intensity as of right now we don't know for sure. I will say, Andrew, that in the newest frames that we have been seeing more CBs come up on the northwestern side, so that's really going to help this eye as it starts to clear itself out. That's definitely going to solidify more, so we're going to see more clearing coming out. The banding on the storm is incredible. It's interesting seeing that dual channel outflow on the storm. But I don't know if you have anything else you want to add to it right now.
Also, the water temperatures over there is 30 to 35 Celsius. That's very hot.
Yes.
That's a really good environment.
Not only when they're hot, but the ocean heat content goes down a long way. So it's roughly 150, I want to say, around there, which is... We'll put this into perspective. The for good rapid intensification, the ocean heat content roughly has to be around 50 to maybe 100. Delta, if you remember, Hurricane Delta had roughly, I would say like 100 or so. This storm has 150, which is quite berserk. So that's why we have been seeing a lot more convection coming up, because it has already warm sea surface temperatures, like you pointed out, Andrew. It already has just big warm globs of water they can just throw up in the storm itself over and over again. Where in terms of you see these repeated convective bursts, which is why we were seeing yesterday. All the like just continuous, maybe 100 degrees, maybe 110 degrees Celsius cloud tops, because the storm just had all this heat, it's just like energy just throw in the storm, which is why we saw it just kind of keep blowing up yesterday, waiting for it to start getting these rotating CBs as of right now. Sorry, I just got a message real quick. But yeah, so the storm, right now we are forecasting a 160-mile-an-hour peak, especially with this island replacement cycle that looks to be pretty much done. I don't know what Andrew has to say about that, but
Yeah, it's gone completely. I see water from the satellite now. It's starting to come up.
yeah. Um, so definitely for sure, exactly. And just to point out what global weather said in the chat, the MJO definitely is, of course, helping with the extreme convection too. That was another actually bigger factor than, of course, having all that energy with it. A lot of things just came together for this storm to really start to explode, especially over the past few days. So that's why we're not. I'm not surprised that we saw so much convection be thrown up yesterday, just because it's in a prime environment to do so. So yeah. But again, looking at it, just on satellite level one, it's absolutely nuts. I mean, again, we're getting those CBs, and they're starting to expand more. If we can get those constant CBs, that's really going to push the storm further. The eye it's clearing, but it's kind of just it's definitely taking its time, but it is clearing for sure.
It's really small, also.
Yes, the eye. Actually, we can get an estimate on it real quick here. Let's see. If I can stop this loop. So roughly from, if I can, darn it. All right, so right here we're getting just from the edge of the eye. Maybe if it. Okay, there we go. This is the edge of the eye, right there, just to the south of the newest convective burst. Well, that's roughly 37 kilometers. I don't know my measurements into that. So 1 second, I'm going to change this real quick, or we're going to see. Into here. Okay, there we go. So that is equivalent to roughly 23 miles. So we have a 23-mile wide eye. Again, that is from north to south, east to west. Let's see, it's roughly 23 miles as well. So that's a decently big eye, on what you would expect. The eye wall is around 12 miles wide. With this kind of storm, especially at our replacement cycle, you would expect the eye to expand a bit, which that's just kind of your average eye for like kind of more Westpac storm. So it's not like anything like bad or anything. Granted, it's not going to help. It's the storm can still rapidly intensify, but like say for a Pinot eye or something, it's not going to be as like intense, of course. But
Yeah.
Just we'll look at right over again potential impacts from the storm, at least as of right now. I'm going to Picasa, their website. We'll see that as of right now. Let her actually read off what Picasa is saying. As of right now, hazards affecting land areas. With rainfall tomorrow, April 18th, the rain bands of Typhoon Surigae will bring moderate to heavy with at times intense rains over eastern Visayas, Sorsogon, Mass Bay, Al Bay, Caroline Sur, Catanduanes, and Camotes Islands. On these conditions, flooding, including flash floods and rain-induced landslides, may occur, especially in areas identified in hazard map as highly or over highly susceptible to these hazards. Severe winds, tropical cyclone winds of at least a strong breeze or neo gale in strength extend outward up to 550 kilometers from the center of the typhoon. Destructive typhoon force winds extend outward up to 50 kilometers from the center of the typhoon. A tropical cyclone wind signal, TCWS number 1, may be hoisted over the eastern portion of Masturbate, northern portion of Cebu, and other localities of Albay and Caramine Sur in the next bulletin in anticipation of the onset of strong beast to near gale force conditions. And going further on, I will say that I just add this on. TCWS remains the highest level of wind signal that will be hoisted due to this typhoon, however, in the event of a further eastward or westward shift in the current track forecast, which could be either or depending on what the storm does. I wish I should say this morning now. Highest level of wind signal will be hoisted for this typhoon, maybe lower or higher than the current scenario suggests. Other than that's what we're looking at. And this is the current, as you can see, track. They wanted to, at first, not necessarily make landfall, but they do in that final cone for Thursday have the storm. The only part goes on in that cone, which will be is interesting to see. I don't know if you want to have anything to add or any questions. That is fine. Tomorrow we will be doing a stream likely anywhere probably 23z-0z or something along those lines. So yeah, feel free if you want to reach me out on Discord. If you want to talk to me about potentially doing a stream or so, reach out to me at Parker_weather30. Parentheses NIWX all capitals. Reach me at number 2026. It has Parker _weather30. Parentheses NIWX hashtag 2026. Reach me out there, or reach me on Twitter at Parker_weather there. So I'll be at. Looks like we're coming into some issues. So we will be on break for the next probably 5 to 10 minutes. We will come back at 8:30, and we'll take some time to analyze the storm real quick. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them over this break, and we definitely will be back soon.